Hi, this is Stan Ware from Dave's Body Shop. I'm here today. We're going to document repair to a 2011 Mini Countryman. This particular vehicle has got severe structural damage. We have a special process that's used to return this car to its proper condition. And we're going to want to document that for you here today. As you can see right there, this damage is to the front side member or unibody frame rail of the vehicle. This damage is severe and requires replacement of this component. To replace this component, we're going to utilize a technique that duplicates the process the factory used to assemble the vehicle. So the first thing we're going to do, we've got the vehicle back here in the mechanical shop. We've already done the disassembly. The next step will be to remove the drivetrain. We'll pick back up with you after the drivetrain is removed and we're ready to place the vehicle on the repair bench. Good morning, this is Stan Ware here with Dave's Body Shop again. We're here filming another installment of a unitized collision repair to a 2011 Mini Countryman. We've now removed the entire drivetrain assembly from the vehicle so we can access it to do the proper repair. The vehicle is mounted on what's known as a repair bench. If you take an overall view, you'll see this piece of equipment. It's called a repair bench, and its design is to duplicate the technique that was used to build the vehicle in the factory. If you come in close, and you'll have a better look at these little pieces under the vehicle, which are called the fixtures. These pieces locate the unibody pieces in place in the critical suspension mounting areas when they build the vehicle and weld the entire structure together. So today we're going to use that process to duplicate the technique that was used to assemble the vehicle. Each particular vehicle has a specific set of these fixtures that are used on the repair bench, and we get these fixtures individually for the particular vehicle, and they come with a blueprint. The blueprint, as you can see here, has a complete breakdown of where each piece needs to be properly mounted, oriented, and customized to each particular vehicle, which makes sure that all the components are put in their proper position. If we come back to the front here, you can see back again to the damaged areas of the vehicle. As we showed you prior, this piece here is badly crushed and needs to be replaced. When this piece got damaged, it swung this front unit body out of position. And as we've mounted up these particular pieces, we come back here to the strut location. This mounts the strut for the suspension, which verifies that we won't have any unusual handling characteristics or tire wear. Peeking in from the underside, you can see this particular piece, which actually goes in there and mounts solid to the vehicle and verifies its alignment with the chassis. Second component here also bolts right into the mounting point for the suspension crossmember and verifies its correct position. If we look to the very front here, we can actually see that this particular area, because of the impact to that side, the inertia has swung this front section out of position. And this particular fixture here won't quite mount up. It's supposed to go on that little hole, on that little stud right there. But as soon as we complete some pulling to the front of the vehicle, this will realign and fit properly. On this side, these two rear components are also in their proper position. But if we look to the inside, we can see secondary damage to this component that's going to get replaced where it's creased it in here. This component will be bolted into place and held in position, and rough pulls done to the end to verify the alignment of all these positions before this piece is cut out. So the next step we'll take up is the pulling. We use this large hydraulic pulling apparatus here, which will put extreme amounts of pressure on those areas and realign them into position before the cutting and removing of the component that needs to be replaced. So we'll join back up. Okay, we're moving on to the next segment here. A couple hours since I last saw you folks, and we're to the point now where we're getting ready to go ahead and pull this side member into its proper position on this side of the vehicle here. Our technician over here, Down, is getting ready to make that move, and we're going to watch as he pulls this component into its proper position. As you can see, he's got a clamp in place there. The hydraulic ram is air powered. You'll be able to hear it move that component. As you can see, it's moving the component. This is anywhere between 5 and 10,000 psi to move that component where it needs to sit. Part of the process is he'll pull it to a point, and he may need to do some stress relief so it will sit in its proper position. Once it's sat in its proper position, this fixture will line up onto that bolt hole where we'll be able to pull it up and put it in place once the pull is complete. Okay, now we're going to verify. Dallon's going to show us how that fixture is now. It's in proper position, in exact alignment where it's supposed to be on the vehicle. As you can see, that piece just bolts right in there. This now fits right on there where the bumper will mount in the future on the vehicle, and there is no question that the body's been returned to its proper position. What do you think, Dallon? It's going to work?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're going to check back in here a little later on once Dallon's removed that component there and installed the new component in its place and bolted it to the mounting fixtures to verify it's in the proper position before it's welded in place. Okay, Dallon, thanks. And
You're most welcome.
and on we go. All right, guys, we'll check back.
Well, good morning.
We're back with another session of our repair of our Mini Countryman here in our repair bench process. Our technician Dallon is ready to remove the old frame rail. This side member assembly has been carefully drilled out at all the factory welds. The welds have to be drilled to be removed, and it's ready to come out of the vehicle. As you can see, all these areas is where he's had to sacrifice and grind or weld out the existing welds, factory welds, to remove that component. All these areas in here will then be cleaned and dressed for installation of the new component. Dallon's going to take a minute and just kind of show you how this goes here. Here's the new component. It'll come right back up in there. It'll fit right back in the same area and get welded in place. The big key to this process, of course, is that if you look back to this other side of the vehicle right quick, all of these components, these large pieces of fixtures, and will be bolted right back to that new rail, which will verify it's in its exact correct position before welding and that the vehicle's returned to its proper condition. So we'll check back with you as soon as Dallon's got his new frame rail set up in there and welded in place. Okay, here we are with Dallon. He's just finishing the welding to this new side member. He's got down to his last couple welds. He's installed it. As you can see, we've got our fixtures in place here, showing the mounting up and the proper alignment of this section of the vehicle. So here we are, another segment of this repair process. As you can see from the footage, if you look in here close, bring the camera a little closer, you'll see all the welding that Dallon's done to reposition, after repositioning this new side member in the unit body to its proper position. As I had mentioned prior, these components are now securely bolted in place in alignment with the entire rest of the chassis of the vehicle to verify that everything is in its proper positioning. Welding is complete. Come on in here closer, you can see some more of the welding. The next step will be to go into these welded areas and he'll dress them in preparation of painting them all to match the rest of the color of the underhood of the vehicle. From that point, we'll go back with the reassembly of the mechanical portion of the repair. Hi, it's Stan Ware here with Dave's Body Shop again. We're continuing with our documenting our repair of this Mini that we've had to do this heavy structural repair to. We've gone ahead and replaced this frame rail, which is where we left off last time. It's called the side member for the front of the vehicle. And now after we welded it in, we've gone back and painted it. If you come in close, you can see that we've used this, duplicated the same factory paint process technique in the welding and installed this and painted it to where it looks exactly like it did before it was damaged. If you look in here, you'll see some waxy, kind of brownish colored substance. This is the rust proofing we've reapplied in the same way that the factory did. So now this new side member is installed, painted, ready to install the drivetrain. So if we kind of do a backup shot again, you'll see that here we are, ready to have the drivetrain put back in it. We got a gaping hole, and then just zoom over here to the hoist. You'll see here's our drivetrain assembly ready to be reinstalled. That's all for right now. That's all for right now. We'll come back to it after we got the drivetrain back in the vehicle and got it on its wheels. Well, we're back with our Mini repair project, and as you can see, we've now had all this front end components reassembled. New components, which is the radiator support, front bulkhead of the vehicle, new air conditioning, new radiator, oil cooler. All these front components were badly damaged in the wreck, and they've all been replaced. The vehicle's actually gone through the paint process as well. If you look down the side, See where the new fender has been painted and the blending of the color has been done into the door, which gives us that invisible repair. New hood right here was painted off of the vehicle. And today Dallin's putting this thing back together, get it ready to go, and see if we can get this thing sent on. Well, we're here with our final segment of our repair to the Mini Countryman. We're here for the send-off. All the repairs are complete, fully reassembled, clean and detailed, test-driven, striped. It's ready to go back to the customer. The folks are right here. We're just going to kind of hand off the vehicle to them, thank them for their business, and hope everything's well for them. All right, thanks again, folks.
Thank you. It's awesome.